me record, guys. Fine. Okay. So is it clear, guys, now? So there are other ways also there. Other than these four ways, we can connect to a default instance in other ways also. Okay, two or three extra ways also there. I am giving you the assignment. Okay, let me know other than these four ways, what other way to connect to the default instance, guys. Okay, just check and Google it. You can easily get it, guys. Google it. Okay, so these assignments and all again I'm saying these assignments will help you, okay, to improve your searching skills, guys. So try to Google it and get the answer. We have two three extra ways also there other than those four ways, okay, so that we can connect to the default instance. So let me disconnect, guys. Now we don't want these instances. Okay, let me disconnect. Okay, so this is your management studio. You can expand, you can minimize, okay, like this. Okay, if you expand, you can see there are lot of objects also there, guys, lot of objects. Okay, if you expand each folder, we can call it as an object. Okay, you can see lot of things, guys. Okay, this feature is not enabled, so you will get the error. So lot of features, some of the features won't be enabled, guys, so sometimes you will get the error. So it's very common. If you enable, it will work, guys. Okay, so in this way you can expand. Okay, so let me minimize, guys, let me minimize. So you can minimize this again, just clicking on this plus and minus symbols, guys. Okay, so just refresh, you will get it. And listen carefully. Whatever you are doing, you have to refresh, guys. This is the refresh button. Okay, if you don't refresh, say for example, you just created one database. When you refresh, then only you can see the newly created database. When you refresh, then only you can see the newly created object. If you don't refresh, you don't see the changes, guys. So what make sure, like, we usually have a habit of refreshing the laptop, right? Whether even though we are working, we are not working, we usually refresh it. We'll keep on refreshing it. In the same way, if you are doing anything, whatever you are doing, try to refresh it. Okay, you're anything it might be. You are creating new objects, deleting the existing objects, whatever you are doing. Just once your work is completed, refresh it. Then only we can see the changes, guys. Okay. This is the management studio. So management studio, you can see like this here. This is some of the options. So you can see file, edit, view. Lot of options are there. You can came to know this is the complete tool, guys. You can came to know at the end of the course which option, when we are going to use what kind of options and all. So we'll slowly learn each and every option, guys. Okay, we'll keep learning the options till the end of the course, right? In today's class, what I'm going to do, I'll create the tables, guys. Okay, I'll show you how to create the tables. So in the SQL server, everything will be stored in the form of tables only, guys. In the SQL server, not only in the SQL server, any RDBMS software. Okay, any RDBMS software, all the data, including system data also, will be stored in the form of tables, guys. Okay, anything will be stored in the form of tables only. Okay, so if you want to store any data, you have to create a table. In that table you can store the data. Tables means tables, guys. Okay, you can see the not this 2 1 ja 2 2 2 ja 4 tables, not that tables. Okay, tables means tabular format. Okay, so that table. So everything will be stored in the form of tables. If I want to create a table, first of all I should have a database. Okay, so if I want to create any table, I should have a database. In the database, usually we will have a tables. But logically, there is a logical structure and physical structure of the SQL server, guys. Logical structure and physical structure. So what is this logical structure? In the servers, in the SQL server, okay, server means a SQL server or SQL instance. We will have databases, guys. In the SQL server, we will have databases. Means inside SQL server, we will have databases. Inside databases, we will have schemas. Inside schemas, we will have tables or objects. Objects might be your stored procedures, objects might be your views, triggers, anything. Okay, so like this, the structure will be like this, guys. In the SQL server, we will have databases. In the databases, we'll have schemas. In the schemas, we'll have tables. On tables, usually what happened is, on tables usually we have different other objects like indexes, keys, different other objects will be existed on tables. Okay, so usually all the objects will be stored inside in your database. Your table is also an object, schema is an object, stored procedure is an object, view is an object, trigger is an object, like different objects will be there. Sir, what are these stored procedures, views, triggers, okay, constraints, keys and all? Don't worry about those things, guys. Those are related to the developers. So we don't, okay, no need to concentrate on those things. Chalo, I'll tell you the basics, very basics like creating the tables, creating the keys, okay, and inserting the data inside the table. So these things we are going to discuss. So we don't discuss how to create a stored procedure, how to write views, how to write triggers. We don't deal with those things. Why? Because as a DBS, we don't write any of these objects. Okay. In case if they ask us to create any of the stored procedures and all, you can ask developers. We don't create by our own, guys. Customers or developers or users will give work to us. You can ask, if customer is asking, hey, what we can say, Shiva, can you please create a table for me, or please create a stored procedure for me? Okay, then ask the customer. Sure, we are going to work on it. Please share the script for the same. You have to ask the script. They will give you the script. Without script, you cannot do that. Tell them straight away. So please please create the, I mean, like, please forward the script, or please send me the script. Then we'll create the objects whatever you want. Usually we'll give permissions to them only to create the things. If they don't have permissions, they will ask us to create. If anyone asks us to create, you can straight away ask the script, please give me the script to create the stored procedure. They will give you the script, you can execute the script, you can simply create those objects, guys. So this is the logical hierarchy. In this way the data will be stored logically in the SQL server. Let's go with the physical hierarchy. What is the physical structure of the SQL server? Okay, so in the SQL server, guys, we will have databases. Database is collection of files and file groups. Database is a collection of files and file groups. In the files, we will have, inside the files, we will have extents. Inside the extents, we will have pages. So whenever you create any table, at the end of the day, physically the table will be created on the page, guys. Physically the table will be created on a page. Okay, the table will be created on a page, guys. Whenever you create any table, big table or small table, okay, at the end of the day, where it will be created, guys? On a page it will be created. Where the pages will be in the extents. Where the extents will be, extents will be in the files. Where the files will be, files will be in the databases. Where the databases will be, databases will be in the SQL server, guys. This is how the physical structure will be there in the SQL server. This is the logical structure you can see in your SSMS. Okay. Physical structure you can see in your Windows server, guys. Pages, of course, you cannot see. You cannot see extents and pages. Up to files you can see. Okay. There are some queries to see the extents and pages, guys. You can see it, but physically you cannot see. Using queries you can see logically, guys. Okay. Physical, sir, what is the difference between physical and logical? If you ask me, if you see physically, okay, let me go to the C, program files, Microsoft SQL Server, instance root directory, MS SQL, data. This is called physical file. You cannot open this. Double click on it, it will be corrupted, guys. If you are trying to open this, it will be corrupted. This is called a physical file. You can see with your naked eye. This is your physical file. You can right click, you can copy this file to any other location. You can delete this file. So this is called your physical file. Logically means inside these physical files, you can see the extents. Inside the extents, you can see the pages that you cannot see in the Windows, that you can only see using your queries. If you can see using your queries, those are the logical things. If you can see directly, those are the physical things, guys. Is it clear now? Physical and logical,
Yes,
everyone,
sir. Yes, sir.
right? Clear. So this is how it will manage the things. And if you see here now, that this is the physical architecture, guys. Let me show you. I have one diagram. Let me open the diagram, guys. I'll show you that one. Mm, 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 mm. Desktop DBA demo. Just a minute. Let me pull that one. Just 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. It's kept somewhere. That's why I'm searching for it. Okay, it was missed, guys. Okay, I'm sorry for that. I'll show you in the next class. Okay, so it will be there like in the SQL Server you can see databases. Okay, I'm trying to get it from Google, but
In your YouTube channel, basically, no?
it was there. It was there in my YouTube channel. It was there. I have to check that video. Okay, so this is how the pages will be, guys. This is how the pages will be. But let me go to the overview of the structure. You will get an idea.
Class number 23. Introduction
Class 23,
is
na?
yeah,
Okay, okay. Let me check that one as well. Where it was missed, I don't know. Okay, let me go to my channel. Okay, let me show you there. SQL DBA classes and which batch it is.
server class 23. I just send you people this on
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Done, done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jesh. Okay, so let's just wait. It is loading. It is taking time to load. Okay, done. And let me share it. So if you see, and okay, guys. Okay, so this is how it will be. I'll share you the image, guys. It was somewhere in my laptop itself. This is I just drawn this picture. Okay, so you can see here under SQL Server you can see instance. Of course, instance SQL Server both are same. So under instances you will have databases, guys. Under databases you can see this is file groups. Okay, file groups, and these are the log files. Under database you can see file groups and log files. Under file groups you can see data files, guys. Okay, under data files you can see extents. Under extents you can see pages. This will be like this. Okay, so if I have need diagram I'll show you in the next class tomorrow. I'll pull it, guys, where it was. Okay, so this is how it will be in the instances database, databases, file groups and log files. I'm sorry. In the file groups, you can see data files. Okay. In the data files, you can see extents, and in the extents, you can see pages, guys. This is the physical structure of your SQL server. This is how it look like, guys. Okay. So you can see up to files. Physically, you can see up to files. If you want to see extents and pages, you have to use commands, guys. Using commands only, you can pull that information. Okay. So now I want to create a table means what I should have now. I want to create one table means what I should have.
Database.
First of all, I should have a database. Okay, I have a SQL server. So in SQL server we'll have databases. In databases we'll have tables, right? So first I should create a database. Then only I can create the tables, guys. Okay. So let's create the database. How can we create the database, guys? Simply go to the SQL server, expand the database, right click.
Right click
You
on
can create a new database, guys. Anything you can do in two ways. One way is using script method. Second way is using GUI method. Now I am showing how to create database using GUI. Means right click on the database, you can choose new database and you can give the database name. Guys, Whenever you are trying to create any object, the main important input is name. You have to provide the name. So without name, you cannot create that object, right? So now I am trying to create a database, okay, using GUI. So I have to give the name of the database. So once I give the name of the database, it will create two files. Guys, let me explain something about the database. So database is a repository to store all the server objects. Okay. So guys, in SQL Server, I'm not sure about Oracle and all. In SQL Server, when you create a database, two files will be created. Okay. One is, first file is
MDF
MDF file. Okay. MDF means
master
master data file. Second file is, second file is
file.
LDF file. Okay. Log file. We'll call it as a log file. Okay. Or transaction log file. Both are same. Log file or transaction log file. Okay. Without these files, I cannot create the database, guys. Mandatory. These two files are mandatory. I cannot create a database with a single MDF file or single LDF file. I should have these two files while creating the database, guys. For example, I am creating a sales database. Okay. Sales database. So whenever I am creating the sales data, the database name is sales database. Guys, can you tell me what would be the file names?
Sales dot MDF sales dot LDF
Sales.mdf, sales
Sales dot log.
underscore log
log
dot
yes.
ldf. These two files will be created, guys. When you are trying to create a file database, these two files should be created. Guys, there is a problem with the data files. Data files can't exist individually. Okay. So they will exist only on file groups. Okay. So file groups. So if you want to create, that is the feature is only for data files, guys, not log files. So data files can't created individually. Okay. So only in the file groups they will exist, guys. In only in the file groups they will exist. Let me do small change here. In the SQL Server, data files will be there. In the databases will be there. In the databases, data files, of course, and file groups. Yeah, it was there. File groups and log files will be there. In the file groups, you will have files will be there. What are the files, guys? MDF file and LDF file. Okay. So actually there are three types of files. There are three types of files. Okay. There are three types of data files, guys. Don't confuse here. There are three types of files. Actually, there are two types of files only. Let me tell you again. Two types of files. One is data files and log files. In data files, again, two types of files, guys. One is MDF files. Second one is LDF files. That's why I said there are three types of files. I'm sorry. NDF files. NDF. These two are data files, guys. Okay. These two files are data files. And the third file is LDF. The extension would be .mdf, .ndf, .ldf, guys. .ldf. Okay. So if you create sales database, how many files will be created? Initially, two files will be created. One is data file, one is log file. Two files are mandatory. Sales.mdf, sorry, and sales.mdf and sales underscore, that is log file, right? .ldf file, guys. You are not sufficient. One data file is not sufficient for you. You want to add extra data file. Then you will add one more data file that is called sales underscore one dot ndf. Guys, only one MDF file will be there. Only in a database, only one MDF file will be there. You can create multiple data files and you can create multiple log files also. Okay, you can create multiple data files and you can create multiple log files, but only one. This will exist only once per database. Okay, guys, is it clear? So whenever you create a database, two files will be created. One is data file, second one is log file. The main data file is called MDF file, master data file, guys. Okay, so without this MDF file and log file, you cannot create database. If you want to create a data file, you should have a what you should have, guys, where it will exist. Your data files will exist in
File group.
file
In
group.
file groups.
In file groups, they will exist only in file groups. So your MDF file and LDF file, sorry, your MDF files and NDF files will exist in the file groups. Guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be back. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, right. So now I'm trying to create one database, guys. Okay, so right click, new database will open this window. Guys, are we clear? Any doubts? Any issues till now? No doubts, right? Okay.
Actually, so one
Yes,
word
yes,
which
please.
is used, repositories. So what does it mean?
Repository means
Data.
simply it's a container kind of thing.
Okay.
Just a container.
Right.
Okay. Right. Now this is whenever you click on this right click new database, you will get that window. Okay, this window, right? If you see here, let me expand. These are the two files, guys. This is file 1, which is data file. File type rows data means data file, and log file. If I am giving sales, check it. Just look at here, guys. Sales. Okay. So if I just give the name as database name as sales, now you can see sales data file and sales log file. Sir, where I can see that sales.mdf, sales.ldf, those are the physical files you can see here. But when I click OK, the files will be created in this location, guys. Let me expand each column, guys. This is your file type. What type of file you want to? Of course, by default, you will get one data file and one log file, right? So these are the file types that you can see under file type column. So as I said, file groups. I told you, right? File group. So data file can't exist individually. By its own, it can't exist. It can be created only on a file group. So this primary is the default file group, guys. This will be created automatically. Okay. If you want to see, go to file group section. There you can see one file group. Under this one file group, one file is there. What is this file? Can anyone tell me? What is this file? Can anyone tell me? Files one you
Data.
can see. This is your
Data
MDF
file.
file, your MDF file. Okay,
MDF.
this file you can see one. Like that, if you create multiple data files, okay, you can see 2 files, 3 files like that. Guys, each file should have one size, guys. By default, you can see 8 MB. By default, you can see 8 MB. Okay, data file it will create with 8 MB, log file it will create with 8 MB. Of course, if you create a notepad, if you create a Word document, that file also will have a size, right? Initially, when you keep adding the data to the notepad size will increase. When you keep adding the data to the Word document, the Word document size will increase. But initially it will have some size, right? So initially those two files will be created with 8 MB, 8 MB. What if my 8 MB is full, right? If my 8 MB is completely full, you are trying to insert the data. Once you created the database, you will create tables, and in the tables you will insert, you will keep on inserting the data. What if this 8 MB is full, guys? Okay, so again you have to add the extra storage. Again you have to add extra storage. In my organization, I am maintaining 30,000 databases. 30,000 into 2, 60,000 files will be there. So is it possible to keep on adding the storage to each file regularly, daily? Is it possible? Can I do it manually? Is it possible, guys? Keep on adding the
Not
storage to the
possible.
files.
No, no.
No, right?
Mm.
It is very difficult task. So what I can do, I can go for auto growth option. Okay. If this 8 MB is full, that's okay, fine, no issues. Let's auto grow. Automatically the file will grow. If you want auto growth, make sure auto growth is enabled here. If you don't want auto growth, uncheck it, click OK. If auto growth is showing as none, means auto growth is not enabled. Means it will work. It will write the data till 8 MB is full. You can see the size is 8 MB. Once 8 MB is full, you will get the error like the data file is full. Okay, guys, the data file is full. So which is not good. If the data file is full, you cannot insert the data. If you cannot insert the data, you cannot access the data. If you cannot access the data, your application can't work. It will be down. Okay, which is a downtime, revenue loss, business loss. Okay, so we have to enable the auto growth. How to enable it? Click on enable auto growth. In enabling auto growth, guys, there are two options again. I'll tell you, Sudhindra, why we should have multiple data files. I'll tell you. Okay, so in enabling auto growth, we have two options. How we are going to enable the auto growth? In percent or in megabytes. In percent, you gave in percent. You just gave 10%, guys. Imagine. So what is the 10 percentage of 8 MB? What is the 10 percentage of 8 MB? You can ask, sir,
Less
is it
than
mandatory? Is it mandatory that I should have 8 MB? Can I create the files with my own size? Yes, you can give 1 GB here or 100 MB here. No issues. No problem. You can give. Okay, it's not like you have to give only 8 MB, 8 MB. You can edit these values. Okay, you can give. Okay, 100 MB. Imagine I just enable the auto growth. What is the 10%? I just gave in percent. 10 percentage of 100 MB. How much?
10.
10 MB.
And
So if this 100 MB is full, if this 100 MB is full, then automatically
110.
10 MB will be added. The new file size will be, what would be the new
110.
file size? 110 MB. If that 110 MB is full, next, what
120.
would be the new file size?
121.
121. 10 percentage of 110 is 11. 110 plus 11, 121. Like that, it will keep on adding the storage automatically. Till when, guys? Till at what point? In which location you are storing this file? In which drive you are storing, guys? In the C drive. Till there is a free space in the C drive, it will keep growing. Means at what point it can grow, guys? Now, if I am keep like if the auto growth is enabled, if the file is increasing, if you are keep on inserting the data in the database, till how much value it can grow now?
8.39.
8.39 GB. Why? Because I have a free space of 8.39 GB in my C drive. This file will be created in the C drive. So how much free space is there? Up to that point, the file can grow. Once the file is, once there is no free space in the drive, can it grow, guys? It can't grow. Why? Because there is no free space. Okay. Chalo, let's reconnect. We'll discuss further. Please use the same link.